Boxing Truth here. Wanted to make a prediction video for the fight this weekend that's catching my eye the most, and that's the Gary Russell Jr. Joseph Diaz Jr. fight on Showtime this weekend. The co-featured bout to Stevenson versus Jack, and I'm intrigued by this fight. It's a Golden Boy promoted fighter versus Al Heyman fighter, so a lot on the line here. Gary Russell's annual fight, once a year fighter. Guy is a clown, doesn't want to fight, doesn't want to unify, doesn't want to defend his title on more than one occasion, doesn't like boxing, has no passion for the sport. So he's pretty much a guy that's impossible to root for, and he's fighting a guy who's a lot more passionate about the sport. Claims that he wants to unify after this fight if he wins. Joseph Diaz Jr. wants to be an active champion and wants to give the fights the fans want to see in the featherweight division. All Russell does is fights voluntaries and then fights a mandatory when he has to, and claims that none of the other champions want to fight him, but yet this guy only wants to fight once a year. It's strictly a business for him, and that's fine. It's strictly an occupation for him. That's fine, but that doesn't mean I got to root for your ass. So it's pretty obvious who I'm going to pick for this fight, and it's not because I want to see Gary Russell Jr. lose, and I would like to see the changing of the hands with the title, or rather have a more worthy champion that's willing to conquer a division, which Joseph Diaz Jr. claims he wants to do. But I actually see more talent. I see a better fighter in Joseph Diaz Jr. I like Joseph Diaz Jr.'s style, man. He's an entertaining fighter to watch, a pocket boxer, very sharp puncher, combinations, punch variation, good body work, a really nice boxing style to watch. Likes to stay in the pocket and put a whooping on his opponents with his hands, with combinations, counters, and sharpness. He kind of reminds me of a southpaw Canelo Alvarez version. The only thing is, he's not on that level yet when it comes to his slickness, when it comes to his defense, and when it comes to punching power. But when it comes to his sharpness of his punches, his flashy punches, his combinations, he's close to that, to Alvarez's combinations and the sharpness of his punches and the way he puts his punches together. He's got good hands, and he's gonna be putting hands on Gary Russell Jr. in this fight, because Russell, I mean, the dude's overrated, man. Motherfucker's a bomb. I mean, he's not that good. He's fast, but he's not that sharp. He's speedy with his hands, but he's not that accurate. He's more explosive than Diaz. I would say he has a little more punching power, but he's not as sharp. He's not as accurate. He doesn't throw his combinations as good as Diaz Jr. And to me, Diaz is the better boxer, and Russell, I would say, is the more explosive fighter when he has you in trouble. But he's been taking it easy. He's been inactive as hell. Who knows how sharp he'll be for this fight? He's hasn't stepped up really since he fought Lomachenko, and we all saw what happened. Got outboxed, got exposed. He saw the holes in his defense. He saw that this motherfucker got no defense. Another American fighter with a trash defense. Open to the body, open with straight jabs, straight shots down the pipe. Easy to counter. And he has a style that's really going to suit Joseph Diaz Jr. well. I've noticed, I watched some fights, I did some studying. Russell is not no boxer. He's not a mover. He's not a slick guy. He's a tough guy, though, that can take an ass whooping. And if he gets you hurt, he's a pretty good finisher. But he's not no elite operator when it comes to boxing skills. That shit is overrated. He's no defensive specialist, and he's no outboxer as well. He's a guy that also likes to stand in the pocket, and that's why I feel Diaz Jr. is gonna have a field day, because he's going to have a guy who's shorter than him, and Gary Russell, who's going to stand in the pocket with him and try to match him with his hands. And that's what suits Joseph Diaz Jr. well. He's going to have a guy he doesn't have to chase. He's going to have the guy he doesn't have to look for. He's going to have a guy that's going to try to match his hands in the pocket. And that's where Diaz Jr. is just superior. He's sharper. He's more accurate. He has more punch variation. He's a better boxer. And he's hungrier. He's more passionate about the sport. He has more desire. And that's why he's going to whoop Gary Russell's ass this Saturday night. Now, of course, it's a risky wager. It's a risky bet because Diaz Jr. is the road warrior here. He's fighting in Russell's hometown in Maryland. They're fighting in Maryland, so they're fighting in his home state. They're fighting on Showtime. It's an Al Heyman promoted card, so rest assured the protection is in place. So Diaz Jr. is going to have to win convincingly. He's going to have to dominate just like Lomachenko dominated, and somehow one of the judges still scored that fight a draw, as Lomachenko was almost set up and robbed when it came to the scorecards, but he was so dominant that they couldn't take that fight away from him. So Diaz Jr. is going to have to be clear cut. I don't know if he knocks Russell Jr. out, but I know he gets the better of him. I know he outpoints him. I know he lands the better shots. I know he lands more punches. He's just the better fighter at this moment in time, in my opinion, but we'll see. That's why you fight the fights. But the wager has already been placed. I've been on a roll lately. Haven't been wrong in a while when it comes to my wagering. And I got a good feeling that Diaz Jr. is going to come. He's going to come to Russell Jr.'s home backyard and relieve him of his strap. Hand the PBC fighter an L. And hand Al Heyman a hell. As a Golden Boy promoted fighter is going to relieve a PBC fighter of his strap. And Diaz Jr. is going to rise. He's going to shine in this fight. As a lot of people think this is an easy showcase. Well, some people, for Russell Jr. But Russell Jr. has done nothing in his career to warrant that type of respect. There's nothing extraordinary about this guy. I can see why he was a successful amateur. He's fast and he's tough. But he ain't that good. He ain't elite. And Diaz Jr. is going to show you guys why he was never elite. As Diaz Jr. is going to outbox him. He's going to rough him up to the body and head. But maybe Russell's toughness will get him to the final bell. Diaz Jr. should get the win if he's not robbed in the scorecards. Going with Diaz Jr. by majority decision. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.